Hey, weekly reader friends, I'm back. It's been a couple weeks, but I'm glad to be back here again. It's the last week of October, and so I figured I would pick a fun book that goes along with that. With Halloween coming up, figured I'd do a little fun book. And today's book is called The Hallo-Wiener, and I love that title for so many ways. It makes me giggle, but it is by Dav Pilkey. And so I don't know if I've actually read this one, so it could be a surprise for me as much as for you, but hope you enjoy it. And thanks for watching. Let's get into this one. There once was a dog named Oscar who was half a dog tall and 1.5 dogs long. You know, I had a dog like that. It's named it Wigglesworth. It was half blue heeler and half pug, and it looked kind of silly, but I feel this dog's pain. Because of his unusual shape and size, all the other dogs made fun of him. Wiener dog, they called him. And Oscar did not like it one bit. Let's find out what happens. Oscar's mother was no help either. Every morning when the dogs walked off to obedience school, Oscar's mother stood in the front yard waving and calling out, "Farewell, my little Vienna sausage!" For those who don't know, so wiener is another name for hot dog, and so she's calling her a Vienna sausage, which is another type of hot dog style thing. So just so you know, that's why that's kind of funny, because he's being called that. And the other dogs laughed and laughed. Oh! So Mom wasn't helping things. But it was a pet name for her. A pet name is a dog. Pets. Most of the time, Oscar was upset by all this, but not today. Today was Halloween, and Oscar was thinking about other things. All day long at obedience school, Oscar daydreamed about Halloween night, trick-or-treats, and scary costumes. Ooh. I wonder what he's gonna do. He's obviously not paying attention in school because he's dreaming about Halloween. When Oscar got home, he dashed upstairs to start working on his scary Halloween costume. But when he got to his room, a surprise was waiting for him. "Happy Halloween, my little sausage link," said Oscar's mother. "I made you a costume to wear for trick-or-treats." When Oscar saw the costume, he nearly fainted. What do you think it is? I don't know. I'm realizing I have not read this story, so I have no idea what's going to happen. There's so many options what it could be. It was a giant hot dog bun, complete with mustard. And guess who was supposed to be in the middle? I'm guessing it probably wasn't Mom. That's my assumption, but let's find out. Oscar did not want to hurt his mother's feelings, so he decided to wear the silly costume. It's an awesome costume, by the way. I don't know why you'd be upset with it. I think that's awesome. That night, all the dogs on the block gathered to show off their costumes. Everyone was looking quite scary. Then Oscar showed up, looking quite frank. So again, another hot dog reference. For those who don't know hot dog humor like I do, a frank is another type of hot dog term that they use, all right? When the dogs saw Oscar in his silly costume, they howled with laughter. Woo! That's how my dog howls sometimes, just say no. So I don't know how they did it. "Look at Oscar," they cried. "He really is a wiener dog." Poor Oscar was so embarrassed. And if you remember, that's the voice I use for if a group of people are talking. It just combines all the voices into one, and that's what you get. All right. Wiener dog, laughed all the other dogs as they ran off to go trick-or-treating. Oscar tried to keep up with the dogs, but his silly costume kept slowing him down. He had to catch up. Hot dog humor, catch up. Of course, he only had mustard, but still works. All right. All night long, the other dogs hounded every treat they could get their paws on. So by the time Oscar got to each house, there were no treats left. Now that's just poor planning on the people handing out candy, in my opinion. Save some, just give them one piece. Come on, take care of the little kids. Soon as trick-or-treating was over and the dogs walked home past the spooky graveyard, suddenly a horrible hissing sound filled the air. Hiss! The dogs stopped dead in their tracks. Then out of the graveyard rose a ghastly monster. The dogs screamed for their lives. They dropped their treats and jumped into a nearby pond. Why don't you jump to the pond? Can ghosts swim? I don't know. Not something I've ever asked or wondered or seen, so who knows? The monster moved closer. "Please don't eat us," cried the dogs. The monster yowled and hissed. "Boo-hoo-hoo," sobbed the dogs. The monster jumped up and down. "Somebody save us!" shrieked the dogs. What's going to happen? They're in the water. There's a ghost, a monster, whatever it is. Just then, somebody showed up. It was Oscar. Oh, man. Because Oscar was so short, he saw something that the other dogs had not seen. "That's no monster," cried Oscar. And with a loud bark, Oscar waddled to the rescue. Oscar chomped and tugged with all his might. "Go, Oscar, go, 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 get that monster." Rip! And there, standing in the moonlight, were a couple of ornery cats. Cats! Cats are always the problem. Just so you know, in life, cats are always the problem. That's my stance. Go, dogs! "Help!" cried the cats. "We're being attacked by a giant Frankfurter." Again, Frankfurter hot dog joke. They're full of them. And they ran off screaming through the graveyard. The dogs in the pond had seen the whole thing, and now it was their turn to be embarrassed. "We've been chased into a pond by a couple of cats," they moaned. But Oscar was a true friend. He leaped into the water and swam out to the dogs. I wonder if his hot dog was buoyant so he could float. Makes it a flotation device. Very smart thinking, Mom. Oscar's silly costume made a wonderful life raft, and the dogs climbed up. Hey, I was right. "All aboard," Oscar called, and he dog paddled back to the shore. When they got back to dry land, all the dogs shared their Halloween treats with Oscar. Because Oscar had been so brave, the dogs changed his name from Wiener Dog to Hero Sandwich, which is hot dog. People wonder, is that a sandwich or not a sandwich? That's a big debate going on right now. What are your thoughts on it? And from that night on, nobody ever made fun of Oscar again. Happy Halloween! So awesome story, good hot dog jokes, good making fun of cats. It was a fun time. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll have more coming up soon. But thanks for joining me. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. See you later.